The only running that I'm gonna be doing is running upside his head, and I can assure you that. Facts. And he got a big head too.
Terence Crawford locked eyes with Canelo Alvarez, and in a voice steady with rage, he promised to flip his world upside down, not with words, but with impact. This wasn't trash talk, it was a declaration. Crawford wanted to dismantle the myth of Mexican dominance under the world's brightest lights. Canelo didn't blink. He fired back with quiet venom. No prediction would shake him. No pressure would change what he is. "I will beat Terence Crawford," he said, almost whispering, "not because I said it, but because the numbers, the belts, the legacy ... they'll say it for me." His tone wasn't loud, but it was final. Canelo isn't chasing headlines, he's chasing forever. Every time he throws a punch, he writes history. And this time, he warned, it won't be words that echo, it'll be the thunder of fists. The stage didn't feel like a press event, it felt like the start of war. And the tension snapped so hard, it nearly turned into something far more violent. Canelo shoved Crawford backward as the stage boiled over. For one heartbeat, the world stood still, fists clenched, jaws tight, and the gap between talk and violence almost vanished. Security stormed the scene, but the damage was already done. The gloves were still off. The respect had gone. It wasn't a rivalry anymore, it was raw, personal fire. Two warriors who no longer saw sport, only war. What began as a battle over legacy had twisted into a street fight for pride. But Crawford didn't stop at Canelo. No, he turned to the crowd, eyes blazing, and with a voice that chilled the room, delivered a threat so sharp it cut through cheers. He didn't just want to beat Canelo, he wanted to silence every soul who believed in him.
That's it. I'm hunting everything that he got. And I'm gonna take him come September 13th.
This wasn't about belts anymore. This was about vengeance. Crawford's words carried venom, deliberate, cold, and personal. Anyone standing behind Canelo, he warned, will feel the same pain. He wasn't yelling. He didn't need to. The ice in his voice said enough. He wasn't coming to win. He was coming to break hearts. On fight night, every roar for Canelo, he vowed, would be silenced by a punch that stole breath. And yet Canelo didn't flinch. He answered with the quiet strength of a man who's heard it all before. His confidence wasn't flashy, it was surgical. He wasn't preparing for Crawford's mouth, he was preparing for his wrath. And when they meet, Canelo won't need to shout. He'll let his fists speak, and the answer won't be kind.
I don't know what fight is gonna make, but you know, I'm gonna prepare myself for every style he brings. I hope he brings a good style to make a good fight for the people. That's what I want. If not, I'm gonna do my best to win in every way.
There's no guessing game for Canelo. He's not wondering which version of Crawford will show up. He's ready for everyone. He wants a war, fans will never forget, but he's not afraid to walk away if Crawford doesn't bring heat. No matter what unfolds, a chaotic brawl or a masterclass in precision, Canelo promised one thing: he will find a way to win. But behind his calm words, the patience is wearing thin. Crawford finally peeled back the curtain on all the rage, revealing what hides beneath the bravado, a strange, almost reluctant respect. They understand each other, but if that respect ever breaks, then so will everything else.
Personally, I know it's a mutual respect between me and Canelo. He ain't never disrespect me, so therefore there was no need for me to disrespect him. Come fight time, we definitely gonna try to take each other's heads off, and the closer the fight goes, we both gonna be eager to, you know, show who's the more dominant fighter, you know, and our intentions is going to be pure, but at the same time, it's not going to be friendly, you know. So I think you can be, you know, cordial in building a fighter.
There's no act here, no phony drama, just two killers, trained for destruction, who understand what it means to meet in the middle of a storm. Crawford isn't under any illusion when the bell rings. There will be no hugs, no handshakes, only fury, and he's ready to flip that switch instantly. This fight isn't just about punches, it's about control, and Crawford plans to own it. But for all his dominance, something rare slipped through a flicker of fear, not of Canelo, of losing. In a moment of brutal honesty, Crawford opened up about the mental fight that haunts every quiet moment before war, the silent terror of failing when the whole world is watching.
Definitely my unbeaten record goals, and you know, I can't imagine thinking about getting beat. That's not something that I think about.
Well, you've never had it as a professional fighter.
Yeah, but I never like to think about losing. It comes to each and every one of our minds as a fighter. You know, what if? But that's why we train so hard, so that if can deteriorate, you know, in camp.
For Terence Crawford, loss is more than just a number on a record. It's a shadow, a ghost that lurks in every training session, whispering doubts. He doesn't dwell on it, he channels it. The fear sharpens his edge, turns routine into obsession. He's not just fighting Canelo, he's battling the silence, the uncertainty, the crushing weight of what if. That's what makes him dangerous. A man who refuses to lose prepares like a man who already has. But Crawford isn't here to survive. He's here to prove something far greater, that in this fight, his name means everything. And if he wins, it becomes legend.
You know, a win against Canelo Alvarez, what it would do to my career would put me, you know, on Mount Rushmore.
Yes.
You know, I think I would be one of the greatest fighters ever.
No question.
Yeah.
For Crawford, BEATING, Canelo Alvarez isn't just a win, it's the defining moment. The kind of night that echoes through boxing history. One flawless performance, and his name could be etched alongside legends. He's chasing more than belts, he's chasing legacy, and he's ready to risk it all. Across the ring, Canelo responded like a warrior who's seen it all. Calm, composed, battle-tested. His words weren't flashy, but they carried the weight of a man who refuses to be replaced. And as both men prepared for war, it became clear this isn't just another fight. It's the moment that rewrites everything.
I never think about lose. Like, always prepare yourself to win, no matter how, no matter what. So I always thinking in my win. I know I have 2 losses, but I give it all there. So and I'm always focused, always training 100% in what I have in front. And I know I have a very complicated fighter there, but you know, I fought everybody already, every style, and I'm gonna put my everything there, all my talent, my experience, and the best man is gonna.
Canelo isn't rattled, he's resolved. Every ounce of fear has been burned away by experience. He's walked through styles, storms, and chaos, and each time emerged stronger this night. Just another battlefield. He's bringing every lesson, every scar, every drop of discipline into the ring, and his message is simple: fight with fire and rise above. As the roar of tension fell quiet, Canelo just for a moment offered Crawford the rarest thing in war: respect. But even that gesture came with weight, because respect in this arena ... is the calm before the fury.
He's one of the great fighters in the last years. Obviously, he's a great fighter, that's why, champion. And I think it's a good fight for the fans.
Canelo doesn't deny Crawford's greatness. In fact, he respects it. But that acknowledgement doesn't soften his fists, it sharpens them. To champions, to legacies. One unforgettable collision. Canelo knows the world will be watching. And when titans clash, they don't just fight, they shake the earth. As the cameras rolled, the noise seemed to die down. But it was a trick. Crawford wasn't done, he wasn't backing off. In the silence, he reached into something darker, something deeper. And what he revealed next changed everything.
Confident, you know, everything's happening on God time. You know, there's a reason why I wasn't getting those big fights, because God was preparing me for this moment right here. And this is my time.
For Crawford, this isn't about tactics, it's about destiny. He sees every delay, every setback, as part of a divine plan. But fate isn't always kind. And for those who carry faith this heavy, one misstep can shatter everything. Crawford isn't just facing Canelo. He's battling the weight of his own purpose. This is his moment to prove the universe right. And across from him, Canelo stood unmoved. No emotion, no illusion, just business. He doesn't see this as a dream fulfilled. He sees it as a test passed or failed.
It's great. You know, it's gonna be one of my best victories in my career, obviously. He's a great fighter, he's a legend, but you know, it's gonna be good for my books.
Canelo isn't calling this fate. He's calling it duty. He respects Crawford's power, but that won't be enough to save him. For Canelo, this is legacy, another name, another headline, another moment carved into his empire. His career's already gold. Now he's adding jewels. And when the final bell rings, he doesn't want noise, he wants silence that screams louder than any headline. But just as the tension seemed to cool, Crawford snapped again. This time, his fury wasn't for Canelo, it was for the crowd. And what he said made the arena freeze.
I want all the people in the stands that booed me, they gonna cry when they go home. They cry. Thank you.
Go ahead.
Wow.
And Crawford doesn't just want to win, he wants to devastate. The boos, the doubts, the hatred, they're not distractions, they're fuel. When his hand is raised, he doesn't want applause. He wants stunned silence. He wants every heartbeat in that arena to feel the impact for him. This isn't about proving anyone wrong, it's about making them feel every punch in their chest. Victory alone isn't enough. Crawford is chasing retribution. And with the flame still rising, he shifted back to legacy, this time not for fame, but to carve his name where time can't erase it.
Hey, September the 13th, you're looking beefy, you're looking brolic. What can they expect come September?
Listen, I'm all about making history. I was the first two-time undisputed champion of the world, and I can assure you I'm gonna be the first three-time undisputed champion of the world.
For Terence Crawford, this isn't just another shot at a title, it's a shot at immortality. He's rewritten history before, then did it again, and now he's chasing something no fighters dared attempt. The hunger in his voice wasn't for paychecks or fame, it was for a legacy no one could ever erase. He's not just entering the ring to win, he's trying to change boxing's record books forever. And if he does, the sport will never forget his name. As tension pulsed through the arena, Crawford reminded the world, respect dies when the gloves touch. After that ... all bets are off.
Well, listen, I'm gonna tell y'all like this. I respect Canelo, just like I respect every one of my other opponents before Canelo. But once it gets close to that time, you know what I mean, it's time to go to work, you know? And when we go to work, I know what comes after that.
And Crawford isn't blinded by pride. He knows exactly who Canelo Alvarez is and respects him. But that respect won't stop the storm he's bringing. When Crawford switches to fight mode, the smiles vanish, the warmth disappears, and only the violence remains. This isn't personal, it's what he does. And history shows when Crawford starts working, someone breaks this time. It's a hero on the chopping block. And just when it seemed like the warning was over, Crawford added one more reason why. This is his moment. Greatness, he said, always begins with doubt.
I always say, why not? You know, all the greats do things that people think that's impossible. You know, so within myself, I have the confidence, the skills. I got all the tools to beat Canelo. So why not?
And he hears the whispers, the critics calling this impossible. That's exactly why Crawford is charging toward it. He's not here to play it safe. He's here to redefine what's possible. He believes he has the skill, the timing, and the will to shock the world. For him, this fight isn't about violence, it's about vision. And when the lights flash on fight night, he plans to turn every no way into no doubt. But in the heat of that talk, Canelo sparked chaos, firing off a message to his team in Turkey, demanding something outrageous. He wasn't joking, he was calculating. Because a smaller ring means fewer places for Crawford to escape and more chances for Canelo's fists to find home.
I will for you, and I'm not even you.
That's cool. As a fighter, you know, we get nervous, but we never get, well, I can't speak for everybody else. I never get scared because I've been doing it for so long. I've been in the ring with guys bigger than Canelo. I done fought guys in the streets with bare knuckles that's bigger than Canelo, you know? So as a fighter with the skills that I pose, that with the, you know, fighters that I've been in the ring with, the fear is, you know, I fear
You haven't
for what
fought
I'm
professionally against somebody as big as...
Not at all. Not at all.
Crawford didn't blink, not when they mentioned Canelo's size, not when the ring got tighter, because fear doesn't live in his corner. He's fought giants, brawled, bare-knuckled, and survived storms that never made it to camera. Canelo's size isn't a threat, it's just another job. And Crawford's confidence didn't shrink, it roared. Fighters aren't made in comfort, they're forged in chaos. He silenced the fear talk and switched gears. This wasn't about intimidation, it was about truth. And that truth, this fight goes far beyond weight.
I think, you know, Canelo is very skillful. You know, I think they just basing their opinion off of his size. And me personally, I'm not going in this fight looking at his size. You know, he's a tremendous boxer. He's a tremendous counterpuncher. He got good defense, you know. We watched Canelo a lot for a long time, and the reason why he's at the top of the sport is not because of his size. Canelo's always been the smaller fighter going into the ring if you watch his career. You know, he's never been the bigger fighter. You know, only in a couple of fights with like Amir Khan and Charlo and them like that. But for the most part, Canelo's always fighting the bigger guy.
Crawford doesn't care about height or muscle. He knows danger doesn't come from size, it comes from experience, from brutal counters, from years of domination. This isn't a slugfest, it's a chessboard, and in chess, one wrong move ends it all. Crawford respects the game, but he's not afraid of it. He knows one thing. The moment a technical monsters step into the ring, it's about who breaks first. After acknowledging Canelo's genius, Crawford drew a hard line. Respect, he said. Sure, but better than me. Never. It wasn't arrogance. It was conviction. You can't tell me his jab is better. We haven't fought. You can't say his right hand is stronger, because I've never seen him stop me. Crawford doesn't believe in reputation. He believes in proof. And until someone breaks him, he refuses to bow. But as he stood tall in his confidence, Canelo stepped forward with a quiet message grounded in experience.
He is a very skillful fighter. He have maybe a lot of things better than me, but fighters judge me behind or out of the ring, but when they into the ring with me, they find out it's different. So
what is
I have
different?
because I have a lot of talent, a lot of things, a lot of things they don't know till they in the ring with me. So and I can't say anything about how it's gonna work and everything because I never fought Terence Crawford before, right? We're gonna find out September 13th. That's why we are here, to see who's the best.
Canelo's seen it all before. The bold predictions, the overconfidence, the critics who judge from outside the ring. But once they step in with him, the story changes. The moment the bell rings, everything shifts. Canelo isn't here to debate greatness, he's here to show it. He's walked through too many fires to blink now, and when the lights dim and the war begins, he plans to remind the world why his crown still shines. As emotions surged, Crawford laid it bare. Respect, sure, but once the gloves are on, it's war. He's preparing to dislike Canelo, not because he doesn't respect him, but because in the ring, feelings died. Only instincts remain. No fake energy, no forced drama, just two elite fighters who know what they are and what they're about to do. Crawford knows what Canelo brings, and he knows what he's about to bring back. As the conversation shifted to knockouts, Crawford spoke with the calm of a killer and the mind of a surgeon. This wasn't hype. This was a lesson in destruction.
We about to go in the ring and try to knock each other heads off. So, and in that moment, you know, I'm gearing up to not liking them, but respect is all, you know. But come ring walk, all that goes out the window because my mind is going to be focused and clear. You got two alpha males over here that know what they capable of. So they don't have to put on a front or a show. You know, we're gonna give the fans a show for sure, but we know what we both capable of.
This isn't just a fight. It's a storm about to erupt. Canelo versus Crawford to pound-for-pound legends. Two universes of talent, one catastrophic collision. Canelo brings granite toughness, vicious bodywork, and a resume soaked in war. Crawford brings calculated rage, flawless timing, and a habit of dismantling his opponents piece by piece. This isn't talk anymore. This is legacy on the line. Pride, pain, and proof. But now, it's your turn. Who are you backing? Are you riding with Canelo's grit and power? Or does Crawford's speed and precision steal your vote? Drop your take in the comments. Who leaves with their hand raised? We're listening. And trust us, you don't want to miss what's coming next.